On his 18th birthday, Raphinha sat alone in his cramped room in Florianopolis, staring at his phone. No calls, no messages, no offers. Injured and dropped from Avai's U20 team, he felt like he had reached a dead end. Football had been his escape from the favelas of Porto Alegre, a dream that once felt within reach. But now, for the first time, though not the last, he questioned if he was chasing something that was never meant for him. Then came the voice that refused to let him give up. His mother, his fiercest supporter, delivered the words that would change everything. If you stop now, you'll have to live with this for the rest of your life. Are you ready for that? That moment became his turning point. Years later, the same player who nearly walked away from the game is now a key figure in Barcelona's resurgence, scoring goals and proving that dreams, no matter how distant they seem, are worth fighting for. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Raphinha's football journey from the favela slums to the Camp Nou, the struggles he faced along the way, and how he became a 2025 Ballon d'Or contender. But before we dive in, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football content. Raphinha's footballing journey. Raphinha's journey to the top was anything but easy. He grew up in Restinga, a tough neighborhood in Porto Alegre where poverty, violence, and drug trafficking were part of everyday life. For many, escaping that cycle was nearly impossible. But for Rafael Diaz-Beloli, football wasn't just a passion. It was a lifeline. It was the only way to a better future. From a young age, he saw talented friends fall into the wrong crowd, slipping away. He could have followed the same path, but his family, mother and uncle, made sure he stayed focused. His mother worked endlessly to support him, and his family made sacrifices to afford his football boots and transport to training. They believed in his dream, even when the odds were stacked against him. His football education started in the streets, where he played barefoot against older, stronger opponents. These games, played on rough surfaces with little room for error, sharpened his technical ability and mental resilience. Over time, these survival skills became his greatest strengths: quick feet, explosive dribbling, and an ability to play under pressure. Despite his natural talent, breaking into professional football was no easy feat. Bigger clubs like Internacional and Gremio turned him away, deeming him too small and lightweight for the game. But rather than give up, Raphinha used these rejections as motivation, fueling his obsession to prove people wrong. Eventually, he found his way into Avai's youth system, a smaller club known for developing young talent. There, he learned how to handle the physical demands of the game. Just as things were looking up, disaster struck. A serious injury with Avai's under-20 team left him sidelined, casting doubt over his footballing future. Frustrated and uncertain, he wondered if his dream was slipping away. But his mother made it clear. Giving up wasn't an option. If he quit football, he would have to find a real job, and that reality hit him hard. From that moment, his dedication to the sport became unshakable. Football wasn't just his passion anymore. It was his only way forward. Unlike many Brazilian stars who rise through the ranks of domestic giants, Raphinha had to take the long road to success. He left for Portugal, where he started with Vitória Guimarães before moving to Sporting CP. There, he proved himself as a creative force, a player who could beat defenders and create goal-scoring opportunities. His performances caught the eye of Rennes in France, where he showed he could be more than just a flashy dribbler. He could change games. It wasn't long before bigger clubs started paying attention. Among them was Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds United, where Raphinha's career took another leap forward. Bielsa's demanding training sessions pushed him to his physical limits, turning him into a relentless, high-intensity player. His endurance improved, his movement off the ball became sharper, and his pressing game became second nature. At Leeds, he didn't just survive. He thrived. His rapid rise didn't go unnoticed. In the summer of 2022, Barcelona came calling. The Spanish giants signed him on a 5-year contract for an initial fee of €50 million, potentially rising to €55 million with add-ons. It was the culmination of years of sacrifice, discipline, and an unbreakable determination to succeed. Raphinha struggles at FC Barcelona. Raphinha's transition to life at Barcelona wasn't smooth sailing. Playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world comes with enormous expectations, and for a while, it seemed like he was more of a squad player than an undisputed starter. Even when he did break into the regular lineup, he rarely played the full 90 minutes, often finding himself substituted or rotated out. Barcelona's well-documented financial struggles only added to the uncertainty. With the club needing to sell before making new signings, Raphinha became one of their most valuable assets. The player most likely to be moved on to generate funds. That was especially true last summer, when Barcelona were actively pursuing Athletic Bilbao's rising star Nico Williams. To make things even more challenging, the emergence of Lamine Yamal shifted attention elsewhere. The teenage sensation was taking La Liga by storm, dazzling with his dribbling and creativity, and quickly becoming undroppable in Xavi's system. As a result, Raphinha's role remained inconsistent, despite his undeniable talent. In 2 seasons at the club, he started just 42 of a possible 76 league games and was used off the bench 11 times. The message from Barcelona was clear. While they weren't outright pushing him out, there was a strong suggestion that a transfer might be the best option for everyone. For a while, it seemed like Raphinha might agree. The thought of leaving crossed his mind more than once. There were several moments, not just one, when I considered leaving, he admitted. I have a nasty habit of criticizing myself heavily, so that pressure made me think about leaving. But here's the thing. He had every reason to stay. Even with all the doubts surrounding his role, he was still one of Barcelona's most effective attacking players. Since 2017, only 2 players in La Liga have managed at least 0.4 non-penalty expected goals and 0.4 expected assisted goals per 90 minutes in a single season. One of them is Lionel Messi, who did it 3 times. The other? Raphinha, in both of his seasons at Barcelona since joining from Leeds in 2022. Think about the incredible attacking talent that has played in La Liga over the past 8 years. Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Suarez, Karim Benzema, Antoine Griezmann, Ousmane Dembele, Vinicius Jr. Yet, only Messi and Raphinha have hit those numbers. That puts his impact into perspective. Despite the doubts, the competition, and the transfer speculation, he has consistently delivered. Raphinha's revival under Hansi Flick. The landscape of Raphinha's career at Barcelona shifted dramatically with the dismissal of Xavi in May and the appointment of Hansi Flick. The German coach immediately saw something in the Brazilian that others had overlooked, giving him a bigger role and allowing him to play with confidence. While club legends, fans, and directors had their doubts, the people who mattered most, his teammates and new manager, believed in him. That belief was evident even before the season kicked off. With Sergi Roberto's departure, Flick let the players vote on a new leadership group, and Raphinha was a surprise selection as one of the captains. To those outside the dressing room, it may have seemed like a minor detail, but for Raphinha, it was a defining moment. The confidence and trust that my coach and teammates have put in me is very important for me, he admitted before a crucial Champions League clash against Bayern Munich. The mindset with which I started this season is different compared to past seasons. Under Flick, he has transformed into a player reborn. The coach has helped refine his decision-making, teaching him when to take on defenders, when to release the ball, and how to be more effective in the final third. The more direct, high-intensity style of play has suited him perfectly. The Brazilian's now losing possession less frequently, is more composed in front of goal, and his numbers speak for themselves. With 26 goals and 19 assists in 40 games, Raphinha has emerged as one of Barcelona's most crucial players. His consistency in the Champions League has been staggering, averaging a goal contribution every 52 minutes this season. That level of performance has made him a genuine contender for the Ballon d'Or, something few would have predicted a year ago. His positional versatility has also played a major role in his resurgence. During his 2 seasons at Leeds, 85% of his Premier League appearances came on the right wing, and Xavi largely used him there as well, until the emergence of Lamine Yamal. With the young prodigy now an automatic starter on the right, Raphinha had to adapt. I've understood that if I wanted to play for this club, I had to adapt to different positions, he said after a standout performance against Bayern. Flick has yet to start him on the right, but instead of restricting him to one side, he has given Raphinha freedom to roam. The return of Alejandro Balde has been a game-changer in this regard. His overlapping runs on the left have allowed Raphinha to drift into central areas, where he is more dangerous than ever. This season, the forward is averaging more touches inside the box than at any other point in his career since his time at Sporting CP. His influence extends beyond just his performances on the pitch. Lamine Yamal has publicly credited Raphinha as his mentor, and within the Brazilian national team, he has become a key leader. His experience and discipline has set an example for younger players, and his last-minute winner in Barcelona's thrilling 5-4 group stage victory over Benfica became a defining moment in both his and the club's season. As the rain poured down and the entire Barcelona bench rushed to celebrate with him, it became clear. He was now a leader in the dressing room, not through words, but through his actions. Raphinha understands better than most how fragile success in football can be. He knows how hard he has worked to reach this level, and how quickly everything can change. That's why he leaves nothing to chance. He has openly spoken about avoiding distractions. He has no interest in nightlife or partying, choosing instead to focus on his training and spending time with his family. This discipline has been the key to reaching his physical and mental peak. Now that he has arrived at this level, there is no stopping him. If Barcelona go deep into the Champions League, there will be no debate. Raphinha will have proven himself as one of the best players in the world. But what do you think? Has Raphinha established himself as one of the best players in the world at Barcelona, or is this just a temporary run of form? Let us know your thoughts below, and be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football content.